think you should know that this time of year always makes me think about endings. And probably it's a side effect of growing up in America with the education system that we have, that I look at time in semesters as much as I do in years. A year ends and there was reason to reflect and there was reason to be optimistic, and a semester ends and there was reason to reflect and there was reason to be optimistic. And that optimism, that hopeful feeling never lasts more than a few weeks into January or a few weeks into the summer. You'd think that I would have learned by now, especially after that terrible year a few years ago that some friends and I opened by burning hymn and making foolhardy declarations to each other that it was going to be our year. This time of year always makes me think about endings because this time of year, as much as everything is alive and busting at the seams with life and with sunshine, seems to be the time of year when people say goodbye to each other because they're moving or because they're leaving or graduating or because they're making big life decisions and big life changes. A friend of mine is moving out of town in 2 weeks and he's into a state he's never been to make a life with himself with a woman he's always been in love with, and I am just over here touching myself, afraid of the future and playing possum and lying dead and always being so passive when confronted with the possibility of genuine change in my life, which probably at least partially explains what happened with us. I am sorry that I hurt you and I am pissing coffee and it's running down the side of my leg because I tried to urinate on a tree trunk while I was stumbling home last night, and I'm freaking the fuck out right now because I'm looking for the silver lining and I'm looking for the lesson learned, and I keep thinking about all the things you said I never said, about all the things I said I thought about, and I think I did the right thing and I think I made the call, but in the mirror your right hand always looks like you left, and so looking back on this I'm left wondering about all the paths not taken and roads not traveled, and a Robert Frost reference is never alluded to. Left to my own devices I am self-serving and self-deprecating and self-medicating, popping Claritin like Vicodin because spring showers always bring rise to spring allergens, and so I've been showering 3 times a day to chase all the pollen off of my skin and the grease from my hair, and I feel like Howard Hughes because I might not be pissing in jars, but I'm locking myself in my room and I'm closing the door and I'm closing the windows and I'm putting the collar of my shirt over the bottom half of my face to stop any foreign vessels from clogging up my nasal passageways. Locked up in my room with my shirt over my mouth to stop anything from getting in, I start to think that maybe it's a metaphor for the way I've been going about things, and this isn't new and this isn't unheard of because I look at everything like a metaphor and I look at everything like a story and I look at everything like a movie. And I told a girl once that I love the airport because it felt so cinematic to me. The way people come and go, the way planes touch down, the way the tram maneuvers shakily through the underground passageways. She responded by telling me in kind that I thought everything was cinematic. And that's right, and that's true, and I keep saying and I wish more days of my life were plot relevant. I've never been great with figurative language, but I figure you'll figure out what I mean when I say that it's like a cycle, the way we rise and fall in love and in optimism and in belief in ourselves. And so maybe it's a metaphor for something. When I lock myself in my room to stop anything new from getting into my system, it is always too hot, or it is always too cold, and you are still all over, you are still in that bedroom with me, and I haven't dealt with all the things you've given me. They are still tacked to my bulletin board, they are still lying on my shelf next to my copy of Kafka, and they are still scrolled away underneath my bed alongside dirty socks and dirty underwear, and I'm not going to throw that stuff away. I'm going to put it away and hide it away because there's something perverse to me about the idea that you can put the past in a trash bag to get compacted by some trash compactor, and you are still in that room and you are still all around me, and maybe it's a metaphor, or maybe it's just allergies because my nose runs and my eyes pop and my sneezes are apocalyptic, and I never did find a way to make blowing my nose look cool. But no matter what it is, I'm making promises to myself. I will not listen to slow, sad, gaslight anthem songs. I will not call old girlfriends. I will not romanticize the past, and I will not vilify the future. I will remember what I didn't like about you, and I will remember what I liked about you, and I will remember what I like about me, and I will go out at any opportunity, and I will make time for old friends. I will dive headfirst into the world because there is so much around me. I don't believe in God, but I believe in my community, and if there's one thing that I've always had to count on and to trust, it's been a community of people who I love and who love me, and who found each other because maybe the one thing that we all have in common is a sincere, straight, honest, and possibly blind-eyed belief that we are all going to be okay. And that word, okay, that can mean whatever it means for anyone, because it can mean so many things. That one word, those 2 letters. It can mean that we all marry high school sweethearts. It can mean we all accomplish our wildest dreams. It can mean we get rich or get famous or get married or find ourselves drowning blissfully in in-laws and in birthday parties and cash flow and baby showers. Or maybe, just maybe, okay can mean something as small and as insignificant, but as important and as revelatory as just having the peace of mind to fall asleep at night and to get out of bed in the morning. And so it is a love letter, and it is a confession, it is a declaration, and it is an apology when I say that it's going to be okay. Thank you so much.